along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Martinez!
162 on a summer's afternoon. We took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collinwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
So, good evening. Welcome back to another Content John Sinclair TV, back again with Maisy. Good evening, Maisy.
Good evening, John. How are you?
Everything's happening at the minute, to be fair, but I'm happy to just, got a good finish today. Got my broadband sorted out now, so any phone calls and that, it won't get frozen. So, all good on the hood. So, everything is okay. So, how's things with Maisy?
Very well, thanks. Had an early finish myself today, so that's not too bad.
Fantastic. I know you've got to go to another short quality sort of thing. So, it's just it should be a good show. So, if you do like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. Also, smash the subscribe button. And I'm less than 100 away from getting 3,000. And if you'd like to super chat, then click on the $sign. And if you'd like to become a member, then there's a link in there as well. So we're going to talk about our transfer window, about our clubs, Newcastle, Maisy, Man United, and there's plenty to talk about as well. But the first one, for those who haven't seen this, go on to that. I'm going to go to some comments as well. Big up to X here, and big up to you as well. And I know I'm a little bit early because it says 20 to 7, but I'm sure Mopi is going to come on very, very soon. So yeah, we're going to talk about Maxwell Cornet. I mean, he's been linked with Newcastle United and other clubs at Chelsea as well, but Newcastle's been linked with him, and he's got a release clause of 17.5 million quid. And Burnley, his club, got relegated. He scored 9 goals in 26 league appearances. This guy is absolutely great. Not just can play up front, he can also play wide on the left. He plays as fullback and a wing back as well. So Maxwell Cornet is flexible as well. His strongest points, he's got a good shot on him. He's quick, he's skillful, and he presses really well. His weaker part is he just keeps getting offside all the time, which is a bit frustrating as well. But Sean Dyche rates it very highly. He costs 13 million quid, club record buy, and he's looking to leave Burnley Football Club, while other clubs coming in for him as well. So yes, do you know a lot about this guy, Maxwell Cornet? And
I've watched him a lot. I've watched him a lot in the Premier League when I watched Burnley, and he was a good player for Burnley. I think he was definitely one of their better players. For me, in my opinion, I think he's a versatile player, and that is something that you do need in the squad. And he could be used if you do get injuries there of Matt Target, for instance. I think that he has a good cross on him also. He's an international, plays for the Ivory Coast, and that's a good sign to have. Being already used to the Premier League is another good thing to have. But under the same breath, I'd also say, in terms of look at what happened with Chris Wood coming from Burnley as well. But I was listening to Dan from Turfmoor, and he thinks that Maxwell Cornet looks very happy in training. He's smiling. He thinks it's more with his agent, from what I remember, because of the release clause, and he's thinking Premier League football. Yeah,
absolutely right. I mean, the thing is, though, I like about Cornet, I mean, it's the price tag as well, 17 million quid, 17.5 million quid. I think that is quite a bargain as well. Is he Newcastle United quality? That's number one. Secondly, as well, does he want to play in the first team? And you just mentioned there, he seems happy at Burnley, smiling, etc., etc. But when you get bigger clubs such as Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool, or a big club come in for him, then obviously his head's going to be turning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to look at it as well, he's 25. He's going to be hitting his prime in the next 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. And when you are going to hit your prime, you're going to want to do it in the one of the best football clubs you can do it at. I'm not disrespecting Burnley at all, because I think they are still a big club. But any person's dream would be to be at the age of 27 and 28 and then winning trophies as well at that age.
Yeah, absolutely. If he went to Chelsea, I mean, I think he'd be like there as well because of versatility as well. And what we'll see, would he get in the first team? Probably not. And yeah, I think for me personally, if I opened a newspaper and said that we signed this guy, then I wouldn't have any problems at all whatsoever, Maisy. So Gosling comes as well. Danielle, managed to get the Forest tickets today. Buzzing. Danielle, I'm buzzing for you. If you haven't spoken to Danielle, she is also on the Toon Review family as well. Check out the channel as well. Big up to Helen Wells as well from Norway. Beautiful people. Thank you so much indeed. It is warm, isn't it? It's 110% warm. Big up to Davey D as well. Good evening to you. And big up to Michael as well. Hope you find absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I mean, if you're a Newcastle fan, sorry about that. Yeah, if you're a Newcastle fan, then would you take him? Would you take him at Old Trafford? Or do you think you need a bigger name than Maxwell Cornet?
I wouldn't exactly say go for the PR players. You need to go for people who suit Eddie Howe. And I haven't watched too much of Eddie Howe at Bournemouth to know what Eddie Howe's style of play is. And it's more, does he suit Eddie Howe, in your opinion?
I think he'll work hard for the team. Me personally, I think he'd be a good backup to Callum Wilson, in my opinion. And if he plays on the left-hand side, he'd be happy to do that. Eddie Howe is a manager. He likes to be listened to, from the players. The players got to do it for him, in my opinion. But I think if he's going to play on the left side of midfield, I think that'd be ASM's position. But I think it'd be brilliant cover for ASM. If he doesn't perform, it's going to be a big season for Alan next season, the season coming. If he doesn't perform, then there's going to be talk about him getting dropped. I think Max will come in. I think he'd do a good job. That's what's, keeping your place is all about. But Alan is not being challenged, yeah? He'll sit on the left-hand side, plays on the left-hand side midfield. Ryan Fearson, maybe? He'd play on the right, but ASM plays on the left. I know one ain't challenging him, yeah? If he gets injured, who we got left to cover? Jacob Murphy? Not the answer. Ryan Fearson on the right-hand side is the answer, not on the left-hand side for me. So that's not great. So again, he definitely need that side as well to challenge ASM 110%. So yeah, for me, if I opened a newspaper and he signed first, I'd back guy all the way. And got one for him. I like coffee good. Portugal, easy said it, or we call it the amazing as well. So everyone loves him. Everyone loves you. Everyone loves you. But apart from me, because she loves us more, don't you, Maisy? She loves us more, right? Brilliant. I'd rather take a gamble on Barbosa if he's available for the 17 million being suggested. For those who don't know Gabriel Barbosa, right? Listen, when he went to Europe, Inter Milan, he didn't hit it off. Yes, he was young. It's a wrong time for him to go. Benfica didn't hit it off as well. What can I say? They went back to Flamengo and he got a goal-scoring touch again. So, look, I think he's getting back to form, but they like to buy Brazilians young. They like to buy at a young age. Listen to Tim Fickery, right? He'll tell you exactly the same thing. They like to buy young Brazilians by the time they're about 22, 23. That's it. Buying someone who's 26, it's a bit too late, right? But I can remember, Serginho was 28, 29. I think he left San Paulo, went to Milan at 28, 29. I thought he's a bit too late to go there. And I tell you something, that guy was absolutely brilliant. If you ask us marks out of 10, he's a 9. He is a 9 out of 10. That guy, brilliant. 5 seasons at Rossoneri, brilliant. And he left to learn. But nowadays, times has changed. Right then, Maisy, tell us about your team, who plays with link to Frenkie de Jong. What's the latest on him? Before you do that, you won today.
I did. We did win today pre-season. We won a trophy, actually, as well from it. I don't know why like Coffee asked what I thought of the game, and you could easily say for the same if you was playing against Sunderland in pre-season. It's still your rival and you still want to win greatly. And I think even though it's pre-season, I've seen differences in the Manchester United team, a pressing type of team, which I haven't seen in such a long time. I think Martial, Rashford and Sancho really complemented each other up front. I think it really worked very, very well. Fred scored an absolute worldie of a goal. It was phenomenal. Fred's goal is great. And people are saying, well, Man United's first team scored 3 goals against Liverpool's kids. But then on the second half, Liverpool put their first team on. We played our kids. And they still scored against Liverpool, and Liverpool couldn't even score a goal. And they had Mo Salah on, they had Darwin Núñez on, and they couldn't produce a goal when we had the likes of Eric Bayer and Alex Telles in the centre-back option. We had in the midfield of Charlie Savage, Iqbal. We had Alanga up front. So you look at them kind of things, and it's not necessarily about who you've got on the pitch. It's shown that they worked very, very well as a team. And even people were saying, oh, how's Ten Hag playing Fred and Scott over Donny all over again for this first half? But it worked. It really, really worked. So I couldn't knock it whatsoever with the performance. I'm not going to get over enthusiastic for the season, but I think if they do continue this pressing type of football, the way he wants it to play, you can see the improvements.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he needs a couple more games like that. He still needs players coming through the door. And it seems to me that players like Martial looks like he's going to get a second chance. Ronaldo needs to stay as well, if he can. But look, so far so good. There's only one game against a team that's going to be challenging for titles next season. And it is what it is. I just wish you can beat Liverpool as well, by the way, which I doubt we will for years and years to come. But but on to Frenkie de Jong.
Frenkie de Jong, there was actually an update today about Frenkie de Jong. It's been announced that the de Jong deal has never been collapsed, but no changes, no green light from Frenkie. Man United have an agreement ready since June, but Frankie's priority is staying at Barcelona, but he won't reduce his wages either.
The thing is, as well, I mean, I think it was on 24 million quid because of the Corva situation. He had this wage cut, and they said, we're going to pay get a smaller wage. And now the Corva is over, he wants his money back, sort of thing. So, and they expect United to pay that money. Let's be real, that's not Man U's problem. That's a Barca problem. Why have they got to pay for it on top? You got to be joking. That's Barca's problem there.
The thing is, right, as much as this is a Ten Hag signing, Ten Hag wants Frenkie de Jong, and you can understand why he's worked with him, and you could see that you could see what de Jong has done under Ten Hag, and you can see that he's worked well under Ten Hag. But if he doesn't want to come to you, even though he's won trophies under you, move on. Because I always say there's not just a Frenkie de Jong in this world. There's going to be plenty of good midfielders there's going to be good midfielders who sue Erik Ten Hag. So personally, for me, especially if this deal's been agreed on since June, there's clearly other stuff what's leaving it, and I think it's just, for me, it's way too complicated.
Absolutely. You just said there, move on. I mean, you haven't got time. I mean, if I was Erik Ten Hag, if I was the manager, I said I'd give Barca a deadline till the weekend and say, if we don't hear the reviews, we're moving on. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, spent a good part of a month trying to get this guy. Let's be real. And if he doesn't want to move, come out and tell you. Put you out in your mystery, yeah? And then you can move on, he can move on, happy as days. And he did come out and say he's at the best club and he's happy at Barca. So we'll just leave it right there. That's what I'm going to say. Because for me, you're just chasing, it's like you're chasing the last sort of thing for months. You just ain't interested. Do you know what I mean?
It's like we're chasing a closed door. That's literally how it is. We're chasing a closed door or something. What's not gonna feels like it's getting less likely every single day. I was confident in the past. I think it will happen, but I can't see it now.
I can't see it as well, but there's other midfielders out there. I mean, I said the other day before, why do you not go out and get Roy Tielemans? He's got Premier League experience, by the way. Why do you not go for him?
Personally, for me, I'm not a massive fan of Tielemans. He's a great box-to-box midfielder, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, he can be very sloppy. He's give away stupid penalties, and that's exactly what Paul Pogba done. Why would we want that all over again?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree 100% there. I mean, if that's, there's options there for you, but
no matter what box-to-box midfielder we get, we still need a defensive midfielder.
100%. I mean, 100%. I mean, it does. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm sure there's still time for the window. There's still time 110%, but it just needs to be sorted out very, very soon. And I'm sure Ten Hag, I mean, he's patient for quite a lot for a bit, but at the bottom line is he's not going to wait around forever and ever and ever. He just will not do it.
I agree. I completely agree.
That was me sort of thing. We'll have to try to get and Diaby as well, but it's gone on for months now. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. So, so you say De Jong should be left alone then?
Yeah, I think that it just we shouldn't have ever have had. We shouldn't. What I was gonna say now. We shouldn't have had it drag on so long, especially knowing that it was like he was the only one. So Barcelona can smell desperacy. We can smell desperacy from Barcelona. So it's not none of it's working either because we're both as desperate as each other.
Yeah, absolutely 110% there. I got a hell gone. Wilswell Klopp went out and said there's no such thing as a friendly against United. So in my book, he will have to stand by it. And have to say your B team is better than your main lineup. That's in Rexy. Big up to Rexy. Big up to Ravi, by the way. And he's saying that De Jong doesn't want to come. And just in the scoreline level, we got hammered. Maisy's got no sympathy for you guys at all whatsoever. That's what I've been saying for all the time.
My season got ruined when they battled us 4 and 5-0. So even though it's like you know what? Even though, it's going to take a long time, I will accept that win because it's still against your rival. I know it's a preseason cup, but a preseason cup it's great, and I think it's a great boost for the team coming into the season.
Absolutely. I mean, you made a statement sort of thing. You put your you put a stamp on it, and that is that. So advantage to use. And that's what I've been saying all the time. FDJ isn't the problem, Barca is. And James Ducker confirmed that he is convinced. And James Ducker looks a good journal to me. It will happen, Maisy. I will super chat you a drink if it doesn't. Hey, and me as well, mind. Just on my channel, Head and Wheels, man. How are we? only joking.
I like cocktails, by the way. So, cocktails, how much are they in like... trying to think how much they are. About £7 actually a cocktail in Manchester. So you got to stick to your word now. Held on wheels.
I know. Cost of living in this country, man, is unbelievable. My lights as well.
That's the cheapest though. Like the dearest are like £13 or something.
Wow. Amazing. Let's just switch the light on. Sorry. Get us on there. Sorry about that. It's just something right there. I think it's the lighting as well. I need to get the lighting sorted out as well pretty soon. Sorry. Let's take Foxy as well as come before we go on to our next transfer for Newcastle. Take my balls off for £70 million. Dear. If he keeps getting judged for his interesting, let's do the same for Paqueta, for AC Milan, Salah, De Bruyne, Chelsea, Depay, Forlan, Di Maria, Man U, Kalinic, Blackburn, all bad players? No, not at all. They're all good players. Kalinic has gone on side of 30. Di Maria's gone to Juve. He's 34. And Forlan, brilliant for Atletico Madrid. Yeah, they're all good players, man. They're all good players. But if Barbosa comes to Newcastle United, I'll back that guy all day long. You know what I mean? So I think he could surprise a lot. But go for the comments as well. If there's just need one more, if I play the Paqueta or JWP, apparently walk away for Derby due to the price. Who do you think we should target next? That's a good question. I'm gonna think of that one as well. And I've got one for you as well, which I think it might be a fan. So we Ten Hag need Ronaldo next season, Maisy.
Ten Hag wants Ronaldo, so if he wants him, then he'll need it. He'll probably need him somewhere. He's still a goal machine, isn't he, Ronaldo, at his age? He got us the majority of our goals. So,
yeah.
I'm not saying... I think we need him in the squad for the experience, the leadership, but I don't think he'll stay any longer than this season coming if he was to stay.
Yeah, his contract be up anyway as well.
Yeah.
So, he may stay. So he has his contract, and then if no one don't want him because of his wages, that's it. He has to stay. And Man United are a team of the past now. I don't think they will recover. Gone are the days of them dominating. If they're not careful, they cannot just buy cups. Their business is always done. Asking guys, wow. And big call. Big up to Ryan, by the way. And show the love to Ryan, people. Ari, John, I do both a drink. Thank you very much. I don't drink alcohol, by the way, mate, but soft drink will be fine. Actually, Maisy still. There's a lot of drinks show, by the way. Big up to Capita, by the way. Big up to you, Cap. Hope you okay. CHQ for Chelsea. Carlos Avoid, not for me. I'm feeling utter confident because he won't take that pay cut. Well, it's all about the money at the end of the day. I was excited to see a video of the lads training in Austria. Great to see the Conte club. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely fantastic. I want to talk about the big guy. You'll be linked today. I only just known this afternoon because I've been at work. And it is Alex Isak from Real Sociedad, the Swedish international. He's 22-year-old, 23 in September, 6'4". He plays his club for Real Sociedad. It's got 3 seasons, 103 games, 32 goals. He's good. Playing in the World Cup as well, by the way. And he looks a good player when he's at it. He's quick, and he's just got power, quicker power, pace and power. And the problem with this one, right? Real Sociedad wants 50 million quid for this guy, yeah. But Newcastle's gonna also pay 30 million and then pay the add-ons on top, like 5 million a season to make up the 50 million quid. Sociedad wants to have the money all up, or pay. They want to pay the all at once, yeah. They want the full amount, yeah. But Newcastle are determined to pay that installments, yeah. And my opinion on this guy, he will not be my first choice. I can't lie, but he's a big target, man. He used to play for Borussia Dortmund, 5 appearances for them, not very many, 0 goals. Went on loan to Villeneuve in the Eredivisie, 16 appearances, 13 goals. And I think this guy, if he did come to Newcastle, and apparently they want to bring this guy in, then for that would be a good investment for a 22-year-old sort of thing. He's ready built for the Premier League. Like I said, he's quick, scores. I mean, Maisy, what do you think of this guy if you don't know anything about him?
I actually don't know a bit about him, to be honest. I think he's a great striker. He's only got 2 years left on his deal. So, personally, for me, 50 mil is a bit overpriced, especially knowing that, considering last season, he didn't have the same... He wasn't as consistent in terms of his goal and assisting record like he was the previous season. So you look at that and think, well, why is that the case? Because I know he played 2 less games last season. However, it was near enough double the goals what were different. So you would look at why was there a slop in that kind of respect, but I think he is a great player. I think he can eventually be a front runner for Sweden, to be honest, as well. I really do. He does have his pace.
Yeah.
I really do like him. So I think personally for me, based off his contract and based off his recent performance, plus where Real Sociedad finished, is 50 mil worth him? No. However, I think he's a great player as well. He'd be someone who I would look at, but I would look at trying to reduce the price as well if you was wanting to buy him.
Yeah. He's signed a 5-year contract since he's joined for £988,000, just under £1 million, and he's on £20,000 a week with the Basque club. And the trouble with Isak, he doesn't score goals against the big teams. Yeah, that's the thing. Has he scored against Real Madrid? Has he scored against Barca? Has he scored against Atletico Madrid? Because someone leaving in the comments there, has he done that? Yeah. And is he worth the 50 million quid? Like you said, Maisy, me personally, I wouldn't pay that because overpriced. If he did pay 50 million quid, then that's our budget gone for the transfers, yeah, for the summer. But this one, for me, I will hold off because at the end of the day, we can get someone slightly cheaper. I mean, it's a hard one to tell, but well, it's a hard one.
He has scored against Real Madrid before in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals against them.
Yeah, he did. We talked about it in the La Liga as well. I mean, his goal scoring record, is not exciting. I mean, people, fan base probably say 32 goals and just saying, "Whoa, it's fantastic! Whoa, brilliant! Get him in, yeah." And our fan base just don't do the research, right? But at the end of the day, right, I just don't think it's enough to earn the 50 million quid. I mean, I'll go elsewhere.
Definitely not. I would go. I think he's worth for me 35 tops in this, based off his performance, based off his stats recently, and based off Real Sociedad as well.
Agree. So tell us what you think, guys. Would you take Alex Isak from Sociedad, and is he overpriced? Yes or no? Just leave us in the comments there, please. Big up to Jay, by the way. Hey, John, when you see us playing in the Champions League under the new owners, you're looking about 3, 4, 5 seasons' time. We need to get rid of the deadwood at the club and get some top quality players in. Yeah. I mean, Eddie Howe, can Eddie Howe get us in the Champions League? You don't know. No one knows. You know what I mean? But if the owners don't think he's good enough, then you have to get a bigger name. And me and Maisy knows exactly who we should be getting for Newcastle.
And who's that?
Your mate.
Who's my mate?
Diego Simeone.
Oh, yeah. It's your mate.
Yeah. He is, isn't he? He's my guy. But anyhow, I mean, they will give him time. I mean, if they give him a 5-year contract, 5-year project, go for it. Do it. I love Eddie Howe, by the way. And yeah, that's a good question, Jay. Thanks so much indeed for that, mate. Do hit the subscribe button, Jay, if you can. That'd be brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. All these young strikers are good, that's in Ryan, but overpriced. I have to agree with you, mate. This asking for stupid amounts of money. It's a joke. 50 mil.
I agree with that as well.
He's right, Ryan, spot on. Did the club say that, or the journalists? Or according to the Telegraph reported that one, by the way, mate. And Delhi and Sunday Express picked it up as well. England women brilliant yesterday. Hopefully they go all the way. I hope they do, Foxy.
It was a brilliant game. And that was the game I was most nervous about as well in the group.
I mean, Norway supposed to be one of the top sides, do you know what I mean? And they've got
one of the best strikers in the world.
Exactly. And they got absolutely ripped apart, didn't they? Wow. Didn't get a look in, didn't she? Wow. So, and how's the Bacon seeing? 6 goals last season, hardly prolific. I have to agree. Mate, hit the subscribe button, mate. It's your first time. Thank you very much indeed. And let's go for some more comments. I treat you proper. Remember what I said in Germany? Watch along. There you see, I'll get a proper whiskey in Scotland for what we pay for craft beer over here. I'm confident in my bet.
Oh, I remember you did say that.
Exactly. And Fox said, Alexander had a good news. Isak. Wow. Brilliant. I love it. John, what do you think about the links between us and... I'm not going to read that. At all. I nearly fell for it. If you're going to send jokes like that, cool, that's fine, but I'm not going to fall in for it. There's no way. I'm going to tough for that, people. Been away for our job. Missed a few of your lives. I've been enough. Just an holiday. Wow. I had a good time, mate. Really had a good time.
Sounds good.
And
I've heard like different stories about North Korea, like going there on holiday.
Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't feel safe there, mate. I wouldn't feel safe there at all. Not a chance. Not for me. Not for me. But would you go there? I doubt it.
No, well, it won't be my top choice. I need to step up on the tan.
Yeah. South Korea I go to. South Korea I go, but not for me. Not for North Korea. Only one I buy for is Marino. I take him back all day long. They got to Kevin. He's
you know, this is controversial. Do you know who I would actually take from Real Sociedad? David Silva. Even at his age, what he is now, I genuinely think he's one of the best midfielders outside of Manchester United I've ever seen.
I have to agree. I think that guy's still doing it. I think he's class. The guy's brilliant. I think City got rid of him too early, but he would have go back to Spain. It was on the verge of going to Lazio, right?
And it broke down, didn't it?
It broke down, but the Lazio officials were absolutely furious.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not happy. They haven't forgotten him in a hurry, by the way. They still talk about him by that day. I think David Silva would have been brilliant for Serie A football. Absolutely.
Oh,
brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll watch him. I'll pay for that guy every week. And good stuff. I heard Paul Brace was back to work. I just back up. I do Phil. That's in Kevin. Kevin, he retired a long time ago, my guy. Let's continue to give Howard a source to build his club. But if he reaches his ceiling, he will be a legend. But I'd love to see Marino or Simeone at NUFC. I'd take the latter. I wouldn't mind taking Hulse, by the way. Not a problem. Never listen to journalists concerning price. Pope is proof that 40 mil, we've got him for 10. He's right. And I used to play 13 games with Dortmund, 1 goal. Barbosa's playing 9, scoring 1. An Inter from the wing. Don't ever really hear people mention Isak flopping in Dortmund.
That is facts.
That's facts. It is facts. Big up to Andrew, by the way. I got your message, by the way. I do apologize, I haven't replied to you, mate, but I hope you're okay, mate. We're going to cover what we're going to talk to you next target. And Newcastle's been serious about us in 5 years. They need to be willing to push the boat more. It's amazing to see how many they've spent so far, but still missing a lot of quality, Maisy. What do you think of that one? Do you think Gaz is right?
I think in the respect, yes, you are missing a lot of quality, but you can. It's better to build a team gradually rather than getting everyone at once. Because you're going to have such a large squad, for instance. If you want them, say, for example, you went and bought everyone who you needed, you would have had such a large squad. You need to free up income for the Deadwood as well. But personally for me, it's better to build it up rather than getting everybody and then have a 2-year success. It's best to build it and have a long-term success. That's what I always think.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. You got to take time. It's no good doing an Everton. You do not want to do an Everton, spend it all at once, like spending like nobody's business as well. So I totally agree with you there. What about the Watford striker? Hold your horses there, mate. We're going to come on to the guy in a bit.
Is that Dennis you were about?
Yeah, we are going to talk about Dennis. And we're going to go on to your team. And who you've been linked with again? Who has Ten Hag got his eyes on this time?
It's linked to. I'm trying to think. We got Martinez linked. Apparently, we're putting another bid in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to because we need a left-footed defender.
Yeah, I mean, Lisandro Martinez, I think it'll come to you because he used to play for Erik Ten Hag. They put in the 42 million bid for him last week, and they're hoping that will be accepted. Ajax.
Do you know what's ridiculous? Ajax, right? We put 50 mil bid in what they wanted, and they still rejected it. They still rejected the 50 mil bid, and Martinez has openly come out and told Ajax he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be in the Premier League. If that is the case, accept the 50 million bid and move on.
Exactly. Because what Ajax are doing now, they're pricing themselves out. They really are pricing themselves out on a move. And the poor lad wants to come to your club, right? Because the guy's ambitious, right? I mean, he's 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Not you compare at the back. He's left-footed. He can also play in CDM as well. So you've got 2 for the price of 1. And I think it'd be useful. He used to play for Ten Hag. Ten Hag knows him. He knows his abilities. I think he'd do all right for you, you know what I mean? And
I like him. I really, really like him. I think he's great. He actually used to play in the DM role until Ajax bought Martinez. So I wonder if that's where he will be used, because from what I've been hearing, Ten Hag really likes Lindelof.
Absolutely. I have to agree. And look, if you can get him, I think Ajax will sell. But I just think they're being a bit pathetic, you know what I mean? But just remember, right, it's giving you a good couple of years at your club. And if he wants to lead to come to the Prem, let him come. You know what I mean?
Ajax probably don't like us because we pinched the manager and we pinched their assistant manager.
You're right there. You're right there. Totally agree. And he's on Scamacca for Sassuolo. West Ham, according to Dharmesh Singh, right, from Sky, Dharmesh, he said that West Ham are in talks with Sassuolo over the sign of Gianluca Scamacca. No official bids been made yet. PSG is also interested but unwilling, as it stands, to meet the asking price valuation for to be at 50 million euros. Works out to be about 42 million quid. I tell you something, Sassuolo has priced itself out in the move. Yeah, priced itself out that money. And me personally, I say 35 million quid tops. I think it's a decent player, decent front man, but 50 million euros. Wow, good luck. But I don't think we'll be getting 50 million anytime soon. But you never know.
I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I don't know where he plays about.
He is a target man. He's 6'5". He's good in the air, good touch, both feet, and I like his movement. And he's just good in the air. I think he's good all-round player. I love him. I think he's a decent player. He scored 16 goals last season for the Reggio Emilia outfit, which is based not far from Bologna and not far from Florence. And if anyone haven't heard of Sassuolo, I've never been there personally. If you're going to go to Sassuolo, watch them, do not stop at Sassuolo, because the stadium is not in Sassuolo, it's in Reggio Emilia. So if you want to go there, do not stop at Sassuolo. There you go. Yeah.
Good fact.
So that's a fact. I nearly went there once. I really played against Napoli, and the tickets there was 90 quid. And I thought, sod that, I ain't paying that. There you go. Let's move on to Kent. Going to my guy. I hope you're okay. Big up Tyler Coffey. Was fault fake horse a flop of Burnley. He's already on loan to Besiktas. And look, he wasn't exactly a success story, wasn't he? I can't lie. Newcastle fans need to be patient. Look at Man U. They've spent $1 billion and their squad is terrible.
I agree.
And what I'd like to see is Chicken Bit for Firmino. And mate, to agree with you. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to more comments. We go on to the next player from Newcastle United. Alex got egg on the face. They expect Arsenal to get in the bidding war, and now they've pulled out. That's Arsenal that is pulled out, by the way. Isak one for the future, but I'm happy with Callum Wilson. Easy 15 goals in the Prem if he stays fit. Quick question. Early just joined the stream. Why does John look like a hologram? Hologram?
A hologram's like one of the. I think it's a bit like one of them things where you see people. I can't really describe it, actually.
I can't.
I can think of it, but I can't describe it.
I can't describe it either. I mean, well, it is because this is my stream sort of thing, like, you know, the lightning great at the moment, but I'm working on it. And I've got one for Raging as well. Big up to you, mate. I still don't know why we haven't approached Belotti on a fee. Maybe don't want to come to the Premier League. I think he may want to stay in Italy, or trying to get the best offer because he's a free agent, so he wants to make as much money as possible. Can't blame him. Was it not Spurs who bought a defender from Ajax who was meant to be then the next big thing? He did great in the Champions League, but Ajax also couldn't hack it in the Premier League. That's in Spurs. Who was that player from Ajax? Came to the Premier League and couldn't hack it. You're not talking about Steve.
I almost thought you meant Donny van de Beek until I said I seen the word defender.
Yeah, I mean, then neither's not winger sort of thing. So, what's the defender's name? I mean, I won't know. You talk about Daniel Beek and Danny Blind. No, he is quality him. Danny Blind. Oh, it's Don van der Beek could be. Three group teams exist in the Premier League. Relegation battle group mid-table and top six. Newcastle already in the mid-table. We need to spend some money. We're actually able to go into top group. Diaby, Paqueta, Osimhen, 170 million. I'd love to spend 170 million, but I'm afraid that ain't going to happen anytime soon. Spurs bought for Tongan and Sanchez, that's the one. Davison Sanchez, that's the one.
Yeah.
And he's still at the club. Wow. Like Sifu. Hologram like Sifu. That's from Paul. Thank you for that, mate. It's just like Star Trek beam down best way of describing it. That's in Gordy. But United spent on Risley. They have, haven't they? They have.
I agree.
I'm going to talk about Emmanuel Dennis for Watford. And listen, Emmanuel Dennis, I think he's a good player. I think he's done brilliant for Watford in a poor side. And we was after him under Rafa Benitez from Club Brugge, but they turned our offer down apparently, and we never went back to him. But Watford got him, and I think this guy is a good player. I think he'd do all right if he came to Newcastle. Yeah, he's not a big name. He's not a world star, but at the end of the day, I think he'd be another great backup for Callum Wilson, by the way, but he also play wide as well. Excuse me. But the thing is, though, Maisy, he misses a lot of chances, and that's why Watford were relegated.
Yes, he misses chances, but he's also scored chances as well. He's got 10 goals out of 33 games in the league,
Yeah.
Which, when you look at that, is actually not too bad considering that who was actually above him. There wasn't that many teams, players really who was ahead of Dennis. To be fair, I think out of everyone in the relegation, he probably scored the most goals. I think it says a lot when I've seen him being linked to I've seen him linked to Chelsea before as well, and he done extremely well at AFCON. So I think he's a great player to have.
Yeah, I agree there. But my concern is, when you buy a player for the AFCON, right, for Africa, that player is going to be away for about a month, yeah? If we chance for a title, yeah, and they want to go to the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON, then we're going to miss that player. Do you know what I mean? We're going to miss him that badly. We're going to,
it's only every 4 years, though, isn't it, AFCON? So who knows? Next time you're in AFCON, you don't even know if you'd even have him.
That's the thing, man. But if you don't get picked, he's the one who didn't want to go, didn't he? But they still picked him. Was it him who got picked? He didn't want to go. It was either him or Sarr. I think it was
it was Sarr.
It was Sarr. He didn't want to go because he was injured, right? But they still picked him, didn't they? Watford wasn't best happy about it. Do you know what I mean? They wanted him here to get his injury sorted out, and it just didn't happen. So yeah, but at the end of the day, right? I mean, I take Emmanuel Dennis. Right, and is it Dennis or Dennis? Yeah, I say Dennis as well. He'll not play at Watford next season, not in the Championship anyway. And he scored 10 goals last season, and he can play out wide as well. And he's quick, he's absolutely quick, and he is so direct as well with the ball as well. They want 20 million for him. That's his market value, 20 million quid, and that's quite cheap. I still pay that money as well if you do get him. But if we're going to get him, I think it'd be a last minute thing again. If you kind of get Diaby, we'll probably end up getting him. So for me, I mean, Diaby is going to be a lot of money. They want 60 million quid, but we have to pay 45 and see how it goes from there. And then just pay installments, yeah. But I think they're just digging their heels, by the way. They really are. So do you think she'll walk away for Diaby now?
I'd personally get him. I think he'd be good for Newcastle.
Exactly. But let's go for this comments as well. You say we don't want Newcastle doing Everton, but like the Diaby, the Creta deals could be done. We have bought smart, so why not pay a bit extra to get them in, because they're game changers? Absolutely. Yeah, Davison as well. I think Man U will be playing Fiat back next season. Maguire will benefit with decent pace alongside him. Martinez and Varane. Fiat back, eh? A back thing.
I don't think that would work, in my opinion.
I tell you what, though, I've got no problems playing Fiat at the back for Newcastle at all whatsoever. No problems on Eddie Howe because he can do it. Maisy went on hologram to a real person. A hologram picture seems to move when you rock side to side. Would you take Dennis over Wood, player exchange? I probably would, actually. I think Chris would do well. I think AFCON is FE2, yeah. And big up to Billy! Billy! I'll call him BT for now on, by the way. He's a dad to me, love him to bits, man. Big up to you, my guy, Billy. What did you have for tea?
Not yet.
Not yet? Yeah, fair enough. I had my tea, by the way. So we touched on Emmanuel Dennis. Would I take him? I would, yes. And I think it'd be fine. Before you come on to your next player who you linked with, big up to Static, a big Gouda. I really like Dennis. He's a striker that can play any wide forward position. He's also a team player, a very useful player for any team. I think it'd be absolutely fine. And do you not get the feeling that we are getting left behind in the transfer window in the top 6 Premier League clubs? Mate, we're not. And I'll tell you for why. Because these new owners want to take the time in the transfer. They're being cautious. Maisy back on this one. They're being cautious. They're going to take their time. They're not going to get ripped off. They want to buy a good player, the right character, for the right price.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think especially in the transfer windows, you just need to be smart on what suits the manager more than anything, especially when you're seeing the likes of Liverpool and Man City strengthening by strengths. It's horrible to see, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, totally agree. What was I going to say as well? And it's not that as well. The thing is, right, I mean, look, we as fans need to be patient. We need to be patient, right? Let's not get flustered. Let's not get stressed, yeah? Let's not have a meltdown on social media. We're getting left behind. We're not getting left behind at all. We spent 35 on Botman. We spent 10 on Pope. We spent Target. So we have spent 60 million quid. 60 million quid we spent. That's what we spent, yeah? More to come. Don't forget the 92 million we spent in January as well. We spent 150 odd million quid. So you are doing business at the right time. And I think I would deploy 3 at the back with Cheerson again being 2-3-0 down. Big up to Mikey. We need at least 3 more players. Yes, we do. We need to be patient at the same time. We just stopped finding relegation. Let's not jump ahead and challenge for the top 6. Let's break into top 10 first. We nearly did it last season, by the way. Got to understand senior players in around squad numbers, around 35 right now. Probably focuses on selling, loading out before buying. Jeff Hendrick has gone to Reading, by the way, and he scored today.
Yeah,
in a friendly.
Did, yeah.
And also Kieran Clark is off to Sheffield United as well. So we got rid of 2 players, by the way, which frees up the wage bill as well. We'll jump beyond fan form later. I've got to go to bed early tonight because I've got to get up early because I think I'm in the warehouse tomorrow morning. So if I am, I have to really bed. Andy Cole missed a lot of chances. The talent was him always getting the right position scored. That is a great point. That is a brilliant point. And Maisy loves you, Foxy, by the way. And she loves everyone, but she loves us. She's the best. Nottingham Forest keep buying players already 7. Get signed. I think it's important we need signed players, game changers. That's why the IB get it. Osimhen. Once you build team signing 1-2 players every window, that's in Cenk. Look, and Forest are buying 7 players because they need to improve the squad because they'd be relegated if the squad they had last season. Yeah, that's why they brought in 7 players. The question is, they all need to gel in. That's the thing. They're not going to come in and hit the ground running. That is the thing. So the fact is, you could buy 12 players, new players. They've got to gel in quick. We're just taking our time. That is the thing. So you're not going to panic buy, but I see where you mean. I don't actually spend for us. They must have spent about 60 million quid. Well done, Forest. Big up to you. What was the Man U and Liverpool score from the day? 4-0 to United. Man U finished ahead of Liverpool. And you never know. Owners being smart and being optimistic. Opportunities. Example, look at Ekiteke. They stuck with the offer. Glad they moved on. 200k a week is insane. Right. His agent asked for 13 million, right? I don't think he asked for 200k a week. If that is the case, and if that is true, then that is an utter disgrace. So he's basically saying, you pay us 200k a week. We know the Premier League is a rich league. You pay us that and I'll come. Money before his head. You know what? I'm glad that Ekiteke ain't coming. I'm glad the saga's over. I'm glad, right, we moved on. And also, I'm glad it's over. Wrong or right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You want to play who wants to play for the club, and I know whatever his agent's doing. At the end of the day, I always say the agent speaks on behalf of what the player actually thinks, because the agent these day and age, the agents are a player's best friend, someone who they can trust on the most. So I look at it and think that Akateke's agent won't come out and say something what he doesn't think what he isn't true.
He won't do that, really. He won't do it. Not at all. But I would just say to Hugo, good luck at PSG if you do sign, but don't expect to be in the first team. You'll be on the bench, pal. Simple as that. Then you come to Newcastle, you'll be in the first team. But one thing I'm going to say, if you get in the Champions League and he comes calling, I tell him where to go. I tend to go lost. I tend to go to Florida first before you come to us. All right? We have a Spain, Paul Botman, Bruno and Wilson. We sure do. 4-0. Yeah, they won the day. Andy Cole, when he gets the ball, 8 out of 10 in a net. Absolutely. John PSG is interested in Ekateke. He can go there, mate. He can go there. And I just hope he just doesn't, I hope he just suffers there. I really do. Jesus looked great for Arsenal. Top sign, in my opinion. Yeah, he scored twice, didn't he? I think Liverpool will be a lot better in the Prem than this preseason, give it a day. And would be focused on getting Castellanos. Yeah, I've got to talk about Castellanos as well. I don't know a lot about this guy. I really, really don't, right? But he'll be a cheaper buy if you do get him. I think he wants to leave the MLS. He said he's done a lot there. I think I don't know much of him. I've got no background of this guy. I know he's been scoring goals. Can he do it in the Elite League? And we need to find out if he does come into Europe. And Derby, I've just got a feeling we're not going to get him now. I really don't. But we'll wait till next season when his valuation drops a bit. He have about, I think he's got 3 years left on his 2 year. Is it 3 years? 2 years left on his contract, and it'll come down to 1. PSG meant to not match in June's offer. Yeah, I've heard that as well. They won't offer. They won't match our offer. He must have just stay at his club. And who goes to go? Amanda Stavely said we have 60 mil budget and it's looking like she's sticking by her word. What do you think of that, Maisy?
You can get some really good players with 60 million, don't get me wrong. But with her saying that there's a 60 mil budget, it makes me wonder, are they looking at a couple of outgoings for Newcastle? I know there's a player going on loan, but I mean like permanent outgoings.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. But we're not going to get fleeced. We know that. And look, we've got to stick to our guns. We're not going to get messed about. We're not going to get fleeced. And it is what it is. And we still, according to Ben Jacobs, my guy, right, that Armando Borja is still the number 1 choice. He's number 1 choice for Newcastle United for a season-long loan move. And we'll probably, I think, if it comes to the last minute thing, we'll probably end up getting him. Because I think he offers something different, and I think it'd be decent for us, 110%. And Asensio, the cheaper option to Diaby, yeah, that's a good shout there, Paul. And Maxwell Cornet, as my close roughly 17, yeah, I've said at the top of the show, mate, and I go for him. Big up to Simon. She never said the 60 mil thing. It's the paper saying that. That's an Ash again. And big up to Paul, by the way, as well. Any more news at your end for United? I mean, you talked about Frenkie de Jong.
We're linked to a striker from Ajax, but we're also linked to another striker. I've never heard of him in my life, if you want me to be fairly honest. I know a Brian Brobby from Ajax who we're linked to, young player, but I don't know too much about him. There's one called Sasa, is an Austrian footballer. He's linked to us today as well, but I don't know too much about him really to comment. But from what I'm hearing, he's not favoritised by the fans of Manchester United. But who knows? You don't know if they're going to do well or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of this guy, by the way. But if he does come, he'll not be a first teamer anyway. He'd just be
it'd be a backup, wouldn't it, to Ronaldo? Yeah. I'll put in the chat his names there.
Yeah. Let's have a look. It's Brian someone. Let's have a look on the private one.
That's the other one we're linked to. From
Sasa Kaladzic. I mean, plays Stuttgart. He scored a winning goal in the Bundesliga and just kept Stuttgart up in the 95th minute. That goal kept his team up. And yeah, he's well thought of, but he gets a lot of injuries, by the way. And it's a shame because I think that guy is really, really good in the Bundesliga. Does score a lot of goals, but his teamwork is just unbelievable. I like this kid. I really, really do. And he'll be a hell of a lot of money if he does leave. And Billy there is saying he's Austrian. Is that Austrian Peter Crouch, 6'7", and he also added, we already spent 60 million on defensive players. Obviously, we are going to buy some attacking players. Absolutely, Billy. Absolutely, mate. We do not have 60 million budge. Peter have said the money is there for the right players. They want success. You can believe, you want to believe that, cool, but it's in there. The backer, Macrilo, Shelby, Lascelles, Chris Wood. I think this player can move if any decent offer comes along. That's fair enough. And heard that Borussia wants a permanent move, and the Austrian is an Austrian Peter Craig, 6'7". And Borussia could be a good choice. West Ham want him as well, but they want to buy him and not loan him out. But Chelsea are only team who want to loan him, according to Sky Sports. Yeah, Borussia wants a permanent deal, but I'm sure we can get him on the season-long loan and built in as well with a permanent as well. Used a permanent buy. I guess we're linked to Anthony as well, but it's way overpriced. That's another one that's been linked to years as well.
It is another one who's linked, but it just seems to be a bit more quieter compared to the other ones at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Big up to Cameron, by the way. I will let Mancrilo, Amir, and Lascelles would move on for a combined 50 mil. I still keep Amir on. I'll keep him, right? Because I want to see what he does on there anyhow. I'll give him a season, right, and see what he does, right? Cameron, please smash the subscribe button, mate. It's your first on my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much indeed. And big up to Billy again. Link to Bayern Munich as well. Yeah, I mean, if he does score, if he leaves the club, Lewandowski, then I think he'll be a replacement. What about Harrison and Dries Mertens? That's a very interesting one. Dries Mertens is still on the free, and Leeds United want him as well. And I think if we can get Dries Mertens for Newcastle, yes, he's 35. I tell you something, he's a big game player, and I still think he's a big game player. I think he'll come in, he looks in good shape, he looks in good health, and if he gets us 12 goals for Newcastle, I tell you what, this guy, and he gets in Europe, this guy will be a legend. I mean, I watch him nappy loads of times. The Italian football, watch him every single week when he does play. What a player. And it's obviously Ash's chatting to Billy. We've got another 10 minutes to go for the wrap up as well. I would buy the Abbey, get loan Borussia and sell what we can try and get for Paqueta. That's another player, Maisy. Paqueta, it's just not going away.
It isn't. That's a link to you, isn't it, Paqueta?
Yeah. He's played for Milan, plays for Lyon. Apparently he's put himself on the transfer, putting a transfer request in. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they want the money. They want something like 55 million quid. Some people saying 40, some people saying 45. Who do we know? What do we know? No one knows, don't they? And the Premier League will always get fleeced, as it's one of the richest leagues.
Liverpool certainly got fleeced for Darwin Núñez. Go and check his performance from today, rather. Trust me.
Wow.
No, it was literally no joke. He was missing clear sitters. He was awful. And I was saying to a few Liverpool fans, and people were saying that I was just being bitter when it isn't, because I've watched the Portuguese league, and I've said what Liverpool need to do, they need to change their formation to get the best out of Darwin Núñez. He didn't change the formation today, and look, he was missing clear sitters. And I think that's going to happen all season if they don't change their formation.
Get Manny back. Get Manny back. Manny.
Got rid of him.
Exactly. I think he's their best player.
I agree. I agree.
You know what I mean? Ever saying, Mo. But Manny, it's just, he wasn't loved enough at Liverpool. But they wish they never sold him now. Let's be real. And if he's available and he wants to come back to the Premier League, we should be all on him right away. And got one from Alan as well. R7 is a luxury player. How many teams can play with 10? He won't track back. And how is Manny going to get on next year? How do you think they get on next season? I think they'll be in the top 5 next season.
Yeah, I will probably say the exact same, to be honest. I really do.
Yeah, I think so. Got Hyrule Collins, good signing for Wolves, you think? Is that Neil Collins from Burnley? Gotta be.
Yes. From Burnley. Collins from Burnley. And they've only made a 5 million profit on him. and they've still got like 3-4 years left on his deal.
Bloody hell. Big up. Big up to Neil Collins on this move to the Wolves there, playing alongside Connor Cawley. Big up. I think he's going to be awesome next season. So will Joe Willock. I think Joe Willock is going to be a big, big star next season. A lot of people not been targeting him, but if you don't get Paqueta, I'll play Joe Willock all the way. And chance of pulling just to Newcastle, absolutely no chance. I could tell that right away. Thanks, Cameron. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, mate. Question, Maisy, do you think Martial will be improved, important player for United next season?
Well, from what I'm hearing, Ten Hag's supposed to like Martial and give him another chance, wants to give him another chance. And he didn't disappoint me today. I know it's obviously thinking long shot, but I would actually give him one last chance because he's still got 2 years left in his deal. So if not, we can just get rid of him next season.
Fair enough. Well said. We'll fly through this comments quick as well. When you gave Longstaff a longer contract and Chris Wood was in the team, they traveled to Austria. There's a huge sign that we won't be buying big. But obviously, Eddie's going to have faith in these two. Definitely Sean Longstaff, by the way. And I tell you what, if he gets in before Joe Willock, I think that'd be criminal because I think Willock is better than Longstaff. Real talk, yeah. Joe Willock, that guy is absolutely a star for me. I think it's going to be a big season for him. The reason he didn't do it last season is lots of injuries, yeah. That guy is a groover. He is a ragamuffin, that guy. If Neymar leaves PSG, who has been rumoured a lot lately, Ekitike to PSG, all of a sudden it looks like a great move for him. That's very true. Which one was the best there? What about Jeremy? Well, Betis player anywhere in the front three can score goals. I don't think Betis will sell him. I really don't. And no to 35-year-old. But Dries Mertens, I think he still do. He scored 12 last season for Napoli as well. Been injured a lot as well. I believe that Paqueta would choose Newcastle over Arsenal, so it would be easier for Newcastle to get. So I believe we won't try and get him until we have filled out the right winger, right mid, right winger, and centre forward. Nunes is too good not to come good. That's an Ash. Maisy,
and I'm not saying he won't come good, but what I'm trying to say is that I think he's got the right manager to become great. I really do. But I think that, especially in his first season or two, they need to change the formation to get the best out of him.
Absolutely. And quick, because the 4-3-3, that's all Jurgen's going to play.
It's not going to work for him. I think he needs an experienced striker either next to him or behind him.
Yeah.
That's why I'd say they either need to go to a 4-2-3-1, put Firmino in the 10 role, or switch up to a 4-4-2, but they won't do that. So they'll go it's probably best for them to go in a pivot because you've seen Liverpool do great in the pivot.
Yeah. I think Macy's got something to say he can improve, but it's not the first time the game played against us.
No, I agree with that. It is the first time, but when you're missing clear sitters with the talent that he is, you do expect better as well under the same breath. I'm sure probably Klopp was frustrated because I would be as a manager, even if it is your first time.
Yeah, absolutely. And he also said that we play United, so I'm not going to be interested. I want to win the game, and he didn't win the game. If I was in the Premier League, you'd be laughing all the way to the bank today, beating them 4-0, and everyone's going to say, City's title, yeah. Setting up for the Germany game. Looking forward to seeing you and Reece Macy. Good evening to you, both Macy and John. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much indeed. Burn and Botman would have Nunes and Haaland in their pockets next season. I think Haaland would be very, very tough. Very, very tough. I would like to put Nunes for Newcastle.
I think he would have suited with the way Newcastle play. Probably would have suited Newcastle better because you can play in that 4-4-2. And him next to Callum Wilson, I think would have done brilliantly. Yeah, I really do.
I agree. Strange results happen in pre-season, especially today, isn't that right? Big up to Chris, by the way. I'm not sure if we're going to read the next one, mate. I'm not going to read that one out. I mean, there was a jokey one I don't know, but tell you who he plays for. So Willock was forced to play injured for us on the boost. People need to give him a break. Ash, I'll give him the break, mate. Here's what I said. This guy is good. It's brilliant, right? But he's fit, Joe Willock. He's amazing. I'm not going to criticize him. He's my best player. He's my favourite player for Newcastle. A lot of people going to be surprised. That's my favourite player, by the way. Thanks, Billy. I thought it was Neil Collins, man. Sorry. It's Nathan Collins. Thanks, Billy. I had a bit of a mare there, didn't I? Don't tell Paul, by the way. Lots of good free players still unsigned. Bellotti, De Gea. It's true. I'm not sure about De Gea, by the way, as he does make mistakes at the back. Big up to Bold as well. Big up to Bold Geordie. Thanks for joining. I know what you mean, Mace. I respect your opinion. I imagine Wilson's injured. We need a forward. Exactly. Marco, you're right. After what Joe Willock did in that 2021 season to keep us up, he has an average season being plagued into injuries. So he's definitely in a good season, but we have to be very solid midfield. We have a very solid midfield already. Totally agree. Totally agree, Cameron. Manu looked a totally different animal, fast and direct.
We did.
I
Really
like it.
did.
Look what happens when Fred players make him captain. Fred, captain.
I like Fred.
If I was a Red, I think I would like him as well. I like the guy as well. I agree with what you're saying, Mason, on Nunes. 4-2-3 with a quality 10 will work for the lad. So on Josh Sirkey, he's a real player, not a troll. I never heard of him. He plays for Bayern Munich. No need to skip that comment. I didn't, Ryan. I didn't. Did I skip that comment? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Do apologize. And I don't know a lot about Josh Sirkey, but do you know a lot about him, Macy?
No, not a lot myself, unfortunately.
I don't know a lot about him, but can't answer that question because I haven't watched him. But obviously, they think of him a lot. I was thinking that as well. Some Paul, Joshua Curtis, Dutch forward, John at Bayern Munich. Thanks for letting us know, mate. I do apologize if I missed you, Paul, mate. I've got today. I was thinking of that as well. Got to get a right side midfielder on permanent deal. And a striker, even if it's a loan deal. That's on Andrew. Not two Paul Stones. Big up to Billy again. At least you didn't say Joan. That's a Neil Collins, did I? Oh my God. Going to wrap this up. It's hard to fit Willock in ASM Budo, Joe Lynn, Shelby, and Papetta unless he can train with Willock to play on the right side and see how he does out of position. I wasn't, it's a 10 rule, mate. He's been on loan for the last 2 seasons in Belgium, bangs the goals in. No, I'm not a Red. That's Macy's a Red, by the way. And I thought Josh was a member of the Sidemen. Yay! Brilliant stuff. I'm going to wrap up there, people, because Macy's got a different show quite here tonight, and I'm going to take the night off. And Macy, did you enjoy coming on? And tell us where you find your socials.
It's been a great show. Thanks for having me, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, which is Devils United. Been covering a lot of women Euro content recently.
Fantastic. Do check out Macy's channel at Devils United as well. She's going to do watch-alongs as well for the women's Euro competition as well. She is absolutely amazing. We want to get her to 100 plus watchers as well. Please do that. And if you like the video, like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, super chats is there. Being the members there. I'll be back tomorrow on the fans forum. And on Monday night, I'm hoping to get Dominic Scher from the Evening Chronicle on my channel. We're going to talk about Newcastle United. So please keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be an early one as well, around about 6:15 where I should let you know with further details as well. And Joe Willock, 20 goals and 20 assists. Let's go. I think Grace Thompson would be loving that as well. Bye to you, I Like Coffee. Big up to Marco. Take care. Mikey, big up to you. Just joking, John. I know you were. And Gria Shuan and Nita Ravi. And Macy's channel is great. Give her a sub. Yay. That's from Billy. And Billy said I've got to be entertaining. And I said, Sack, what I'm being. Am I being entertaining at late? I think I am, you know.
You certainly are.
And I've got a song for you as well, but I'm not going to do it yet. But Billy's a good singer, but I've got a song reserve. I'm not going to tell you. But guys, thanks for watching. And I shall see you guys tomorrow on the fans forum at 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, people. Bye-bye.